Morning, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Millennial Motoring. We're doing another road review. Today we're going to be doing a San Francisquito. I am going to split it up into two parts because it's kind of a long road. So the first part we're going to be doing is the before the stop sign, and then the second part we're going to be doing is after the stop sign. It's the same road, but they're very different. The before stop sign is kind of tight and twisty, and the after stop sign is kind of open, big sweepers and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're just going to be doing those today. So yeah, here we go. So they just repaved it and it feels really, really smooth. Well, they didn't repave this part, but you get what I mean. They repaved bits of it. Anyway, so this part of San Francisquito is most known for horse ranches. There's just a lot of land out here, so there's a lot of room for horses to run around and do their thing. So these first two corners are kind of tight. The sign says 45, or 35, but 40 is achievable without any kind of a strain on the car. Again, this one's tight. It's blind. It also a little bit of camber on the inside, and then you're going to go down this crest. It's down and to the right, and then keep going to the right, and then it cuts back to the left real quick. Now, there's a lot of those horse bot dots. It's just a big string of them, just letting you know there's horse crossing. I'm going to go into another right-left chicane here in this hill. San Francisquito, for the entirety of the road, both parts, before stop sign and after the stop sign, have a lot of crests in it, so that's something you got to be careful of. And again, in this first section, there's a lot of blind corners, which you need to be careful of. A little bit of history on this road. So on this part, this is the same part that it's always been. And on the second part of the video, you'll see it's an entirely new part. There were some rains 20-some years ago, and it kind of washed out the old road. And so they needed to repave, and that's where the second part of this road comes from. So anyway, again, this road, this first section is kind of fast. It's short and quick, but you do need to be careful because there's a lot of blind sweepers and blind over crests. There's a passing zone right here. Again, it's a long straightaway. Now, the road quality on this portion of the road isn't fantastic because it has been around for so long. And, oh, yeah, see, like big potholes like that kind of thing. And this part of the road is pretty heavily traveled. Not today, though. It's, 9 a.m. on a Sunday, so nobody's out here. But again, the road quality is not fantastic on this portion of the road. And it gets worse once we get a little bit deeper in. You'll see it gets kind of bumpy, and it can upset the car, so you got to be careful. Get another soft sweeper. So it's fairly high speed. But again, it's still really bumpy. So that road quality is just really bad in this section. So we're coming into a little section right here. It's really blind in this section. See, there's cyclists. We didn't even know that you guys were there. So this one says 20. You do have to brake for this one. Not too heavy. You can probably go around 40 through here and be fine. So this section is fun, but it's a quick over crest downhill chicane. And again, it is blind, so you guys got to be really careful when you come through here. There's a quick turnout right here. My friends and I like to go out a little bit wide in that section just to get a better line through here. Another blind crest. A big pothole on the apex. It's going to start to tighten up here soon, so you might want to slow down just a little bit. another long sweeper right here. So this is where it starts to tighten up, so you're going to want to brake right at the fire restriction sign, or at least lift. Over a blind crest, and then it's going to be down and to the right here. And it gets pretty switchback through here. And again, for most cars, this is going to be second and third gear. You can get fourth gear in here, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're new to the road. So this is, it gets really bumpy on this section. Yeah. And again, that can upset the car if you are going hard enough. Which, again, for your first time, you really don't want to do. That was 35 around that. It says 55 speed limit here, but unless you're... it's kind of hard to achieve that on your first time through here. There's lots of gravel on the inside, so you don't really want to drop wheels, especially if you're low. And then the other thing on this part of the road, as you'll see, there's these tight bridges, and this is just the first one. The second bridge does get a lot tighter, and this is a braking zone here, so you want to start braking before you get to that bridge, because there are some bumps there which could upset the car if you start braking once you get onto the bridge. So I would advise just to brake a little bit before that, so the car is all squared up and you're ready to go once you hop over those bumps. And again, there's a lot of surface changes here because they've been repaving the road over time, so you know, it is bumpy. In this section, it's better here. And this is the second bridge. This one gets pretty tight. And we're stuck behind this Audi still. Just gonna back off a little bit, let them go. But again, this is another blind corner. It's pretty slow. Sign indicates you gotta be going around 20 miles an hour through here. And as I always recommend, you want to go, for your first time on any of these canyons, you want to go in the daytime just so you can kind of see everything. So we're actually coming up to the end of the first portion of the road right here as we pass the fire station and the water treatment plant. It starts to slow up right here. And this is actually where the old San Francisquito used to go. Used to turn right here. And then, again, the rains washed that away, so that's why they had to repave and create that second part of the road. So yeah, that's it for the first part of San Francisquito. It's kind of tight, and its road quality is not fantastic. So I think for overall road quality, I give it a 4. It's pretty bad. It's but again, they are trying to. They're trying to repave it over time, so it's getting better, but you do have to be careful for a lot of surface changes, a lot of little dips here and there. Overall fun, I give it a 6.5. I like it. I think it's a lot of fun, especially when you're with friends. Overall difficulty, it can get really difficult. It's the blind corners and it's the crests that make it difficult. So I give it a 6.5 on difficulty. Overall, I'm going to give the first part of San Francisquito a 5.5. It's the road quality that kind of brings the rest of it down. So, but yeah, no. Overall, I think it's a good road. I think you should drive the entirety of San Francisquito. It's really fun, and we'll show you the second part in the next video. All right, thanks for watching, guys.